Hi, welcome to Med Medicine with Miss P. And today's really going to be an instructional video for patients, maybe nurses if you're having surgery, but I may be one of the few that enjoy having doctors and nurses as my patients because when they're not crazy, the ones that aren't crazy, they seem to just get it and you don't have to go over things repeatedly. Like, for instance, if we leave you a message and you call back and get the answering machine or our voicemail, do what the voicemail tells you to do. Now, I know you're kind of just used to saying, "Oh, this is Catherine Smith, call me back." But if you could just do what the voicemail tells you to do, we would really appreciate it. That's why we record that instructional voicemail that says, leave your name and date of birth, your surgeon's name, the date of surgery, so we can look you up. Because you just saying your name, that doesn't mean anything. We're looking at 5 days worth of surgery here, and we're trying to figure out what day you're on, so we have to go day to day to day. If you just follow the instructions, it'll make things so much easier. It's really not that complicated. Like, listen to what it says. Please leave your name, your phone number, your date of surgery, and the name of your surgeon. That will let us be able to find you quickly. So when you are, like, today's, let's say, the 22nd, and you're calling in having surgery on September 14th, I'm not calling you back. No, we don't need to prepare you 3 weeks before surgery. A lot can change in 3 weeks. So then I can just delete it and move on. But if you're having surgery within the next few days, or we called you and you're calling back to leave a message because we need to get a hold of you, that's a different story, in which case, follow the instructions. Follow the instructions. It's not difficult. Also, don't be afraid to just say no. Remember Nancy, when Nancy told us all to just say no? Just say no. So if I ask you a long list of things and you've never heard of any of the diseases, I'm not going to explain each individual disease. If you've never heard of it, then you don't have it. Just say no. Oh, well, no, not that I know of, or I'm not sure. What's that? Just say no. You don't have to tell me about your brother's best friend's uncle's dog and what he went through. No, no, no. This is just about you. Just say no. When I run through a long list of diseases and you don't know what they are, just say no. You don't have to go or interrupt me with each one when I'm rattling off 10 in a row. I'll rattle off 10 in a row. And you want to go, no, 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 It's, means no. It's not a word, but you don't have to say them both. Just say no. And wait till I'm at the end so you can tell if I'm saying them quickly, then chances are I don't believe you have them. I've already got your list of medications. I have an idea of what you do and don't have. Just say no. Remember what Nancy said. And with the overbearing wives, I don't understand this. There's no part of me that wants to control every aspect of my husband's life. I already have to tell him what to do, how to do, and when to do it at home. I'm not going to do that for you. So I don't understand the overbearing wives that insist on saying stuff like, well, I handle all that for him anyway. Okay, well, you might need to see a psychiatrist. There's something wrong with you that you think your 41-year-old adult husband can't do it on his own. Or your 75-year-old adult male husband can't answer his own questions. If you are so overbearing that you think you need to be in control of everything that happens with them, you are the problem, not the patient. And 9 times out of 10, when I talk to the actual patient, they answer the questions like normal. They're just totally fine. Go through it like they're having a good time. So that overbearing wife that wants to control every aspect, that's just her. He doesn't feel that way because he can answer his own questions. So I don't understand why you say, why handle all that for him? Right, that sounds like a you problem. He's an adult. Yeah, your 18-year-old son, he's an adult. My 18-year-old son, I called to remind him that he had a dentist appointment, and his response is, yeah, I know, it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I got it scheduled. I already talked to them. I confirmed it. We're good to go. And this is an 18-year-old child that is an adult, and he lives on his own. He and his friend, rent an apartment together, and he's been doing so since he was like 16, 17 years old. Like, he is an independent adult that can handle things on his own, and he's really, really not. I don't even know how this kid got so wildly independent. I wouldn't have left mommy's house until she either kicked me out, and I certainly wouldn't like rent an apartment on my own. I was too afraid to go away to college because I didn't want to leave my horses. I can't imagine just going out on your own just because you want to do what you want to do. More power to them. But your adult children, mommy can't handle it. Well, he's at school right now. Okay, well, school's probably not 9 to 5. So you just, we start calling at 7 a.m. So have him call us before school and we can talk to him. He's an adult. You can't answer his questions. If you think he's going to admit to you how much pot he smokes, but he will admit to us because hopefully he's smart enough to realize that we need to know that. Yeah, we need to talk to that adult. God, I can't. Like, if someone called and was like, I need to speak to Bailey, I'd say, okay, let me give you his number. I'm his mother, not his caretaker. Those days are over. He's on his own. Call him and he'll take care of it. In fact, that actually happened. It was insurance. I was increasing his life insurance and they had to speak to him. Yeah, I gave him his number. Take care. Bye. This is his phone number. Y'all can handle it on your own. I'm out. I can't figure it out. Oh, yeah. And this one overbearing wife, I don't know if I said this last time. She said her words were, she literally says, well, I handle all that for him because he's generally, just in a really bad mood. And I called this guy and he was totally fine. Like, he answered all my questions. We had a good talk. He even gave me his life story, which I couldn't veer around. I got it anyway. There was no bad mood. So I can only assume that that's a her thing. Yeah. I think he's in a bad mood with her, not with me. He was totally fine with me. And he was also like 42. So, 76 and like half deaf or, just is grumpy and doesn't want to waste the time and says, you just handle it with my wife. Then yes, when he says, I know what I'm having done. This is my surgeon's name. Can you get the rest of the information from my wife? Yes, then I can do that. But you overbearing women that want to do it anyway, and then I talk to the guy and he's totally fine. What is that? What? Don't you have enough of that at home? Isn't there some point where you can just let it go and let him do things on his own? I don't understand. I mean, yes, I'm going to have to threaten my husband's life to get his colonoscopy when he's got a week off in September. I realize that. I'm going to have to just ride him like a racehorse this whole time till he has it scheduled, and he's going to come up with some excuse of why he can't do it, and I'm just going to have to ride him harder, but I'm not going to call and set it up for him. He's an adult. He can do that on his own. Yes, he works 5 days a week and tricky hours, but if he can spend all day talking to his buddies on the phone, then he can make his own appointments. I can't. Oh, one lady charted that she had a C-section under local. Now, I don't know how much local that may have taken, but I'm going to bet it would have been a toxic level. So that was probably spinal, like the rest of us. When they get it in there and then, you're all hunched over, they're in the space, and then within a second, you go limp and they have to spin you over and put you on the table and flatten you out because that's how fast it works. Yeah, not a local. Yeah. Yeah, and the whole shingles, that's a yes or no. You don't have to tell me what year it was or how bad it was. Just if you've had it, just say yes or no. I don't even know why we ask. It doesn't matter. It seriously doesn't matter. Oh, and one patient says that they went to see their gastrologist. I guess that's like the other one from last week. What was it? Oncologist? No, oncologist. I don't know. Anyway, they just your gastrologist is probably those that look into your stomach and to the stars. I don't know. We'll see. And in those little lines where they say, what can we do to make your stay better? Don't screw up, someone wrote. I don't know what to do with that. And I don't respond well to those things at all. If you're coming here for your procedure and you're trusting us, then it's safe to say that we're professionals and we have no intention of screwing up, and you telling us to or not to is not going to change our trajectory. I don't understand that at all. Like when I go to start an IV and they say, you got one shot. I'm pretty good at IVs, but I will pull that tourniquet and walk away and have somebody else do it. Nobody's going to talk to me like that. There's no professional. I don't drop my car off at my awesome mechanics and say, fix it right or else. Like if I'm taking my car there, then obviously I trust him to fix it. I don't stop saying stuff like that. That only makes us not like you. Not treat you differently because we're professionals. But I It's an eye roll. It's an immediate eye roll. And we already know your IQ is a single digit. And then keep me safe was another one. What kind of moron writes that? Like, I don't understand how stupid one person could be to write something so dumb. Like, make me your priority, or take good care of me, or keep me comfortable. That's not what that means. You realize that what we're saying is that if you have something very specific that happened in the past, or a medical issue that we're unaware of, something, an example of what should go in that box may be something like, please do not move my left shoulder once I'm sleeping. It's frozen, and I have issues with it. Or I have severe back pain and need a very significant lumbar support if I'm going to be lying flat, something like that. Keep me safe. I don't even know how to respond to that. That's painful. Oh, and this one I have to write down. I'm not sure how this happened, but it was actually on a doctor's note. So usually there's like just a box you check for your ethnicity. So I have no idea why. Oh, this is a crappy pen. You may not be able to see this. I'm not sure why this was even written in, and I hope you can see this. Under ethnicity, this is what they wrote. Are you getting a glare? Can you see that? Caucasian. Caucasian. Make a call about their ethnicity. They're Cajun. Caucasian. Most of these people that have procedures with this specific doctor are in their 60s and 70s because of the type of procedures he does. Surely in 60 years or plus, you have seen Caucasian and have a remote idea how to spell it. And this was not someone new to the country. Caucasian. I can't. A person with a thyroid disease told me that they take Armorol. So they have a nice shiny thyroid. See how shiny it is? Got a nice shiny thyroid with Armorol. Yes, I know they meant Armour Thyroid, but still, they typed in Armorol. That's just fun. I'm sorry. That's just fun. Oh, one of my coworkers told me that the patient wrote in for his procedure, they were inserting a portal to another dimension. They were putting the portal in so they can go to another dimension. Portal insertion. All right. Are you allergic to anything? And they wrote into the box which says what drug, they wrote severe ANSEF. The regular ANSEF is fine, but if you give them the severe ANSEF, then they will break into hives. There's also an individual box with a reaction box as well. So you put in the medication, next box the result. You put in the medication, then the next box your reaction, right? So ANSEF gives you hives, Demerol makes you itch, and so on. So when you put it all in paragraph form, that's you've got to have, and there's a spot that says add. So you can add an allergy and add an allergy. So when you write 5 or 6, 7 medications in that box in paragraph form, and then you write the response in paragraph form, what's wrong with you? Surely you filled out enough of these online to realize that that is not helpful at all. And then half of them are not allergies anyway, but that's a whole nother video. Haven't figured that out. Oh yeah, I did talk to this patient. We called her 3 days in a row. One nurse called her and I saw they left a message at this date and time. And then the other nurse called her and left her, the next day, this date and time. And then I called and left a message this date and time. And like surgery's tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm going to hunt her down. I called her, next of kin, her emergency contact, whatever. Finally got a hold of her and she says, well, I just got out of the hospital. So that's why I haven't, called you back yet. So, okay, what day did you get out of the hospital? Last Thursday. Well, today's Wednesday. So you've been out of the hospital 6 days, and that's why you couldn't call us back in the past 3 days? What is happening? That makes no sense whatsoever. And then she said she'd call me back, and she never called back. I had to call her again. I'm like, Are you having surgery tomorrow or not? Because if you are, we need to talk to you, especially since you were just in the hospital. And she was in the hospital for, I think like AFib or chest pain. I think she went in for chest pain. I'm like, that. Not only do we need that information, you need to tell me where you went and what's going on. This isn't a spa. Y'all aren't getting massages and mani-pedis. You are having surgery with general anesthesia or with monitored anesthesia care. For the love of God. There's some of you that think that you're having open heart surgery for a carpal tunnel repair, and then others that think you're going to the chiropractor. I don't understand. Surely you realize that this is surgery. And then I had a patient the other day that was having a microlaryngoscopy, and I'm having him sign the stuff. He's like, am I having surgery? Am I having anesthesia for this? Needles in your throat? Yes. Oh, I thought he was doing under local. Okay. You don't know what local means. Yes, you're having anesthesia. What? How do you think we're going to get? I can't. I don't. It's now November will be 30 years I've been a nurse, which seems insane because I'm only 27. But I don't know when it's going to stop amazing me, the things people say and do. It's staggering. You know what it's like? It's like those horrific videos that pop up on Facebook where they're asking people on the street how many states are in the United States. Like, what are the branches of government? Or the one favorite that made me want to jump off a cliff is if you were born 8 years ago, he said, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 26 or 24, whatever, same thing. If you were born 8 years ago, how old would you be today? And she's doing math. And she came up with 3 different answers. And then the last one, she was like, no, I would be 16. So 16, 17, 18, she's counting out. And he's like, if you were born 8 years ago, how old would you be today? And she starts all over with doing the math. Now, remember when you were in elementary school and someone said, what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of lead? And the people that stopped and thought about that, you were like, you are working at McDonald's as an adult. That's what's happening. These are all college students that can't answer the questions. It's terrifying. When was the War of 1910? It's like they literally like, I think that was that in the 40s? I think, well, no, because my father was, I don't know what to, I'm scared. I'm just scared. Okay, so that's it. We'll finish where we left off here next week. And I have a whole nother page because it doesn't stop. It never stops. So same as always, face your fears, forget your failures, follow your faith, and see you next time.